This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with an officer-involved shooting in central Bakersfield. This is the second one in less than a week. Now, 17's Moses Small joins us from Stevens Drive and has more. Moses.
Nicole, good afternoon. Bakersfield Police Department reports that there has been a deadly officer-involved shooting. Bakersfield Police say they got their first call at about 8 a.m. for a man screaming inside an apartment, and then they got another call at 8:45. This time for an argument between a man and a woman, and officers learned that the man had a knife inside. Officers tried to force their way in at about 9 this morning, but he never opened the door, and that is when the officer-involved shooting happened. Three Bakersfield police officers going into the building, and they learned that the man had a knife and the woman had stab wounds. And moments later, police shot the man and he died at the scene. Again, BPD says 3 officers entered the apartment in total, and all of them had body cameras, and officers found multiple knives at the home. And during all of that, no police officers were hurt, and this investigation is ongoing. If you have any information on this case, you are urged to call Bakersfield Police Department at 327-7111, and we'll have more information about this case coming up tonight at 5. In Central Bakersfield, Moses Small, 17 News.
All right, thanks so much for that, Moses. Meantime, the violent summer days in Kern County continue. As we learned, a man was shot and killed in East Bakersfield. Bakersfield police say the man was shot on Oregon Street near the Bakersfield City School District office. It happened just before 10 last night. Police say they found the man with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. By our count, this is the 88th homicide in Kern County this year. 8 people have been killed in the past 6 days. Now, in your 17 Court Watch, the murder trial for 2 men accused of fatally shooting 5-year-old Kason Guyton has been pushed back 5 months. Now, Kason Guyton was shot and killed February 23rd of 2017 while riding in a car that left Maya Cinemas and had just turned left onto California Avenue from S Street. Now, 28-year-old Jeremy King and 32-year-old Jonathan Knight are now set to stand trial January 18th. Trial was scheduled to begin later this month, but was granted a postponement request by a defense attorney recently assigned to the case. Now to the latest on coronavirus in Kern County. Here's how the COVID-19 numbers stack up right here at home. Kern County's third surge continues to skyrocket as another 370 people tested positive for COVID-19. No new deaths have been reported, keeping our total at 1,434. According to state data, 181 people are in the hospital with more severe symptoms of COVID-19. 31 are fighting for their lives in the ICU. There are 80 confirmed cases of the more contagious Delta variant. Meantime, a new study is suggesting that Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine may offer protection against the variants for several months. Now, researchers with the National Institutes of Health tested blood samples from 24 people who had received the Moderna vaccine. The samples were tested 4 weeks after the first dose, and then again 3 separate times after the second dose, up to 6 months. They found that the antibody response to all of the variants tested, including Delta, persisted for 6 months in most subjects. However, the scientists say neutralizing responses to the variants were rare after the first dose, which they say underscores the need for the second dose. And this comes as the Food and Drug Administration has approved an additional booster vaccination dose for those with weak immune systems or who have received organ transplants. The FDA says a third dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine may increase protection in those that are immunocompromised or have undergone a solid organ transplant. Previously, only 2 doses have been authorized by the FDA for emergency use in patients 12 years and older. The Center for Disease Control's advisory board is currently meeting to discuss more recommendations for those with weak immune systems.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Now, in education news, for most students across Kern County, school begins next week. But for those who go to Garces, the first bell of that new school year went off this morning. Those students have an easy first back-to-week school since today is Friday. Next week, most Kern County students will head back to the classroom, with most districts going back on Wednesday. Well, today is the last day to help children at the Bakersfield Homeless Center during our annual backpack drive. Columbus Estates, a holiday retirement community, donated dozens of backpacks for local kids. Now, typically, the retirement community brings along a group of seniors, but couldn't this year amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Now, we are asking for basic school supplies like backpacks, notebooks, pencils, as well as clothing and underwear for boys, girls, and teens. You can drop off donations at our station at 22nd and L Streets or the Homeless Center on East Truxtun Avenue until 5 p.m. today. And the Feed It Forward backpack giveaway is taking place today at Jefferson Park. That's at 801 Bernard Street. The event is from 6 to 8 p.m. Backpacks will be given away on a first-come, first-served basis. There will also be free food, music, and games. And with schools welcoming students back, Dignity Health's Learning and Outreach Centers will hold a drive-through back-to-school fair this weekend. Now, students will be able to get free backpacks and school supplies. Families also will receive assistance with Medi-Cal enrollment or renewal and health information. Children must be present to receive school supplies. That event is happening tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. at Dignity Health Outreach Center, located at 1102 South Robinson Street. For more information, call 325-2995. And Kern Medical is helping to make sure students are ready ahead of their first day. They're hosting a clinic tomorrow, providing free vaccinations and school physicals for children. That clinic will run from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Kern Medical's Columbus Clinic at 1111 Columbus Street. Free backpacks and school supplies will also be distributed while supplies last. Appointments are recommended, but walk-ins are also welcome. In entertainment news, comedian Joe Coy is coming back to Bakersfield. Now, he's bringing his Funny is Funny World Tour to the Mechanics Bank Arena on April 9th, 2022, but pre-sale tickets went on sale yesterday. Regular ticket sales are on sale today. Now, ticket prices are ranging from $42 to $66 and are available at axs.com. And Saturday Night Live alum and comedian Rob Schneider is coming to Bakersfield. The I Have Issues tour is slated for January 7th of next year at the Fox Theater. Tickets are now on sale at the box office. August is National Family Fun Month, and if you're looking for some things to do with the kiddos before they head back to school, we have just the thing. Now, on this week's Pop Kern, we're taking you to the Kern County Museum. The Golden Empire is home to some rich history, and you can go back in time walking through the museum. Now, during the pandemic, the museum got some much needed upgrades, which includes the addition of 20 new neon signs to the plaza, expanding a 16,000 square foot warehouse into a new transportation exhibit, which houses wagons all the way through vehicles throughout the years. Now, there is so much to see at the Kern County Museum, whether you're a kid or an adult, or if you've been there before. And to check out the full Pop Kern, head to our website, kget.com. And reminder, Pop Kern is new every Friday at noon. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.